Charged versus convicted. Understanding the distinction between being charged and being convicted is vital for anyone involved in a criminal case. This difference impacts not just immediate legal proceedings, but also long-term consequences that could affect your liberty, employment, and future. When someone is charged with a crime, it means they are formally accused based on probable cause or reasonable suspicion. A charge does not mean guilt, it initiates the legal process. This could result in court appearances, hearings, and possibly plea negotiations. It's the stage where a person becomes a defendant and must navigate complex legal protocols. A conviction, however, means that a court or jury has found the individual guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. This determination could be the result of a trial or a guilty plea. A conviction leads to sentencing, which might include fines, community service, probation, or jail time, depending on the offense. A conviction also creates a permanent criminal record, affecting various parts of life, including employment and housing opportunities. To protect yourself from a conviction, it is critical to understand your rights and follow legal procedures strictly. Never speak to law enforcement without a lawyer present. You are only required to provide identification, such as your name and address. Do not discuss the case with anyone but your attorney. If arrested, comply without resisting. In Long Island, for low-level charges, you might receive a desk appearance ticket. For serious charges, you could be held in custody and brought before a judge within 24 hours. At your arraignment, formal charges will be read, and you must enter a plea. This is also when bail is considered. It's vital to have an attorney advise you during this stage. Never consent to property searches without a warrant, and always review any presented warrant carefully. The phrase, "guilty as charged," means the person has either admitted guilt or has been found guilty after trial. Even if you consider pleading guilty, speak to a lawyer to understand the consequences, which might include a permanent record or sentencing. Being charged marks the start of legal action, while a conviction is the final outcome with penalties. Knowing this difference helps individuals safeguard their rights and understand their legal position throughout the criminal justice process. The legal process in New York begins with an arrest, followed by booking, where your information and fingerprints are collected. Then comes the initial appearance before a judge. Probable cause is needed for these steps, meaning there's enough evidence to believe a crime occurred. If charged, you have the right to a lawyer, and you must be read your Miranda rights before any police questioning. Bail may be set, depending on the crime and your risk of flight. From there, your case may go to a preliminary hearing or grand jury. A preliminary hearing lets a judge decide if there's enough evidence for trial. A grand jury, however, decides whether to issue an indictment. Either path can lead to trial or plea negotiations. A defense attorney can analyze evidence, advise on strategy, and negotiate plea deals. These deals involve pleading guilty to lesser charges, often resulting in reduced sentences. Still, any plea deal ends in a conviction and will appear on your criminal record. If the case goes to trial, a jury or judge will decide the outcome. If found guilty, the sentence will depend on the nature of the offense and other factors. A conviction becomes part of your permanent record and may limit job and housing options. For anyone facing criminal charges, it's essential to have a law firm that understands the difference between being charged and being convicted. The law offices of Jason Bassett, P.C., provides both the experience and the commitment needed to help you navigate these difficult situations. Call 631-259-6060 or visit 320 Carleton Avenue, number 4200, Central Islip, New York, 11722, United States to schedule a consultation today.